Alright, morning everyone. My name's Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University, a site for legacy death and taxes. And this morning I woke up intending on playing Steel Stompy, and then I saw this deck list. And I had to do it. It was out of my control. I needed to play this. So at this point, you all know that I love me some Chalice of the Void. And I like some Karns. And I haven't gotten a chance to play with Urza yet. I raised an eyebrow on this card, but I thought it was maybe on the wrong side of playability, that like these cards were going to force it out, but why not play it alongside? So if you're not familiar with Urza, when it enters the battlefield, you create a colorless construct token that's just like the one you get from Karn. It gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. But it also has another ability, tap an untapped artifact you control to add a blue to your mana pool. And for the whopping 5 mana, you shuffle up your library, exile the top card, and you can play it without paying its mana cost. So we have a few more mana sources than many of the Stompy decks normally do to, like, A, enable blue mana, and B, make it so that all of these 4-drops that I have can be effectively cast. There's 2 different selection packages in this deck list. There's the Trinket Mage package to find, some card draw, a land, some protection, a Chalice, an EE, a removal spell. And then there's the Karn tutor board that lets you like lock your opponent out of the game with Mycosynth Lattice, over 2 turns or 1 turn sometime, depending on how much mana you already have. There's the cute like Walking Ballista Basilisk Collar combo that lets you just like wombo combo kill anything that moves other than like True Name Nemesis. And then there's a handful of other useful things in the board. So Disgruntled Elk from chat actually sent me this deck list. I was planning on streaming a slightly outdated version of it. So thank you, Disgruntled Elk, for this. I'm really looking forward to this one. Good morning, Echo, and thank you, Dr. Bill, very much for your continued support as always. Yeah, so, like, some of these sideboard cards are dirty, right? Like, especially versus, like, a big control deck of just Karn minus Winter Orb, play Winter Orb is pretty devastating. Under normal circumstances, I do a little bit more of a deck tech on this because, like, there's a lot of interesting things going on in this deck list. But I think I'm just gonna, like, jump into things right here. Ooh, and I didn't notice this before when I uploaded it, but, main deck Grafdigger's Cage, that's pretty spicy. That's commitment to some hate. I'm just going to confirm that that was in the main deck. Yeah, that was in the main deck. Let's do it. Urza Stompy, Legacy League. Don't know why it defaults to Legacy Challenge, Legacy League. 100 play points. I mean, I love tutors. So, like, for me, it's usually Recruiter of the Guard, finding Flicker Wisp or whatever bullet that I need. But, like, this package is really good. Like, it's quite broad in that, like, you have access to 2 different kinds of mana boosting, draw a card, exile a graveyard, deal with graveyards in a slightly different way, deal with weird permanent or planeswalker, protect your stuff, get a land, get a removal spell, slash threat, wipe weird stuff off the board, and find best card ever. Like, the flexibility here is pretty absurd. Like, if you compare it to, say, like, a Green Sun or something like that, like, you probably have a greater degree of flexibility here than most Green Sun decks have in their Silver Bullets. Yeah, I can see Tribute Mage just being too clunky for the deck. because like we're already pretty far up there in terms of like average converted mana cost. This, on the surface, is a pretty medium hand. It might not actually just be bad, since I'm on the draw. So, like, something like a Lotus Petal means that I could... I'm gonna keep this. The hope is that I can play this game in a way that doesn't cause me to sacrifice this city of traders. No need to play out a welding jar here, by the way, and just, like, let the cat out of the bag, what sort of thing I'm doing. I would like to keep the Island Go opener ambiguous. Hmm. My current thought is control deck. Miracles maybe doesn't make sense. They don't need to run something like Delta. I don't even think I'm supposed to, like, ram out my Trinket Mage here. I think I'm supposed to just wait a turn. I think I'm going to be taking my sweet time this game. Like, if this is a control deck, I can just play out, like, Trinket Mages and Urzas uncounterably. So my current theory is that I'm playing against some sort of, like, bug or rug snow deck. Probably bug. Esper Snow? Why white? Why white? Is it just, like, 4 swords to plowshares? This is a human artificer. So this is a very easy Chalice of the Void with how the texture of this game is going. Like, I'm going to assume that my opponent has some amount of, like... Ah! Pseudomere. Okay. So now, I can make my own Urza, make a construct, make a chalice on one, or I can just like make my own Karn. Alright, so how does this work? I think this still kills the construct, because this overrides the thing that was initially giving it power and toughness in the first place. So I think I can just go Karn plus kill their construct. If you play Urza, you can also play Chalice, Bauble, and Jar as mana rocks and play Karn. Oh! So I have 1, 2. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I sure can. Let's do that off this one. Sword equipped, thank you very much for your continued support. Oh yeah, you're right. Non-creature artifact. So 1. Does this tap and sacrifice? No, it's just sacrifice. So do I want to play Chalice on 0? I have a lot of zeros, so maybe not. I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn, chump block with Trinket Mage. Alright, how does this work? Okay, I need to tap this here. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it again next turn. Yeah, Chalice does shut off their zeros. Am I far enough along in the game where that's fine? Hopefully. So I think I could have done this differently. I could have done this in a way that allowed me to keep my Urza's Bauble on tap in case I wanted to crack that. But I think it's just a mana rock. So a lot of mana. Oh. That's actually, like, surprisingly annoying. Well, kind of. Because if they bounce my Urza, I just go and get more constructs. Alright. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I can just Mycosynth Lattice them out right now. So my opponent's just dead. And that's neat. I think my opponent just conceded. Or this is very slow. I don't understand about it sometimes. I don't really know what happened there. Is defense grid red? How much instant speed interaction are they actually going to have? So that probably doesn't do anything. The Tormod's Crypt, I guess, like, could do things against the Thopter Sword combo, but probably won't really end up doing things. Shuzimi11, thank you very much for following. I'm not 100% sure that these are actually all that great. Like, I don't know how much counter magic they're actually going to be playing. But I guess it's, like, better than some of this other stuff we've got going on. Like, the Ballista's kind of medium. I could see one of those going. EE's pretty bad. Okay. Spyglass is probably good enough to just throw in the main deck. rather than tutor for. So I think my plan is basically always going to be tutor for this. And I'd be very happy just naturally drawing Spyglass, and it helps to replace the artifacts that I pulled out. A lot of these Karn decks, you don't really end up sideboarding all that much. I think this is all I'm going to do. So this hand, potentially just makes a turn 2 Karn if I get another mana source. This hand is just fine. Not great, just fine. I'll probably end up leading on Ancient Tomb, Mountain? Is there like Tribal Flames in there or something? So I think I'm going to play Ancient Tomb, cast a Bauble, and do I just want to cast a Ballista for 1? I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to save that as endgame gas. Okay. It's possible I should keep this on the battlefield for exactly Mox Opal reasons. Force of Will in hand. Honestly, this is probably just like grab a Pithing Needle time. I have so much to do with my mana that I don't really see myself taking time off to cast a Chalice in the next turn or two, unless I draw it naturally. So I could go play Pithing Needle, they put in Batterskull. Then play Chalice on one. Name a Batterskull so they can't go and equip to the Stoneforge to create something that's bigger, and then have a Karn that comes down a turn or so later. So now our own Chalice hasn't messed us up. This deck list on the other side of the table is all sorts of weird. I'm just gonna, like, throw that out there. By Karn, I'm making a 4/4. Could Trinket Mage twice. Like, I can Trinket Mage, get Welding Jar. Trinket Mage, get Mox Opal. And then set myself up for a really good Karn the following turn. I'm going to play the first one intentionally, not off a Cavern. How are we supposed to know we needed Basilisk color? Or is it just a bobble for a redraw? No, I'm going to take... If I take an Opal, then I... Oh no, I already have 4 mana that's not going away. Yeah, I'll take a bobble for a redraw. Although this may sit on the battlefield for a little while. Yes? Yes? I'm so confused. Ooh. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of unfortunate in that if I had gotten... I mean, I guess I just, like, play this for turn and just make a giant construct and then follow up with Karn the next turn. Oh, right, I'm just forgetting about the, like, buttloads of mana that I can produce. Alright, let's make some mana. Also, I'm going to do something stupid, read Pithing Needle. Some of those old cards shut themselves off when you tap them. I don't think I'm going to take a redraw off this bobble, so I'm just going to, like, protect my life total. Pitch Baleful Strix. Solid deck building. So they'll put in a Sword of the Meek here. I mean, if they win or orb, that probably favors me. Now what? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 ballista. Or is this where I start just like rolling the die with Urza, try to find Karn Spyglass or something of that ilk? Four, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to take a redraw off the bobble this turn now. So there's no way that I can disrupt this with like Walking Ballista and stop it coming back, right? Yeah, because it's a return then. Strong. That explains my opponent's atrocious mana base, though. Doretti is in there as well. Is that the red-black one? I don't get to look. There we go. It is the red-black one. It's really unfortunate that I've already used my Pithing Needle on that Batter Skull. Is there anything else that gets me out of this spot? Trinket Mage. EE. Trinket Mage EE for 2? I can't produce a second color, though, right now. And I think all the EEs are in my sideboard as well. So let's do this. We do have Crypt, but like that's not going to beat board because they just like don't go all in on it. I'm just going to get aggroed out in the air. Sorry, I am logistically slow at playing this deck. Alright, so I boarded the Crypt out. Let's take a bobble. Cast. Derp, derp. I'm dumb. Could have done this in a different order. I really need to win this game or I'm going to time out in a game 3 situation. That is just a tiny bit too late. So I probably need to kill this, right? Otherwise it just kills my big constructs. And I have less of a way to stay in the game. I'm so confused about their deck. Got way ahead of you on the F6ing. Should have done that the other way, but whatever. What the hell was that? The Elder Spell. Hello. So I get an ensnaring bridge and lattice, but then how do I, like, win from there with 2 minutes on the clock? Yeah, but how do I win with 2 minutes on the clock? I think I like this better. Is just attacking with everything lethal? I'll take your word for it and not think. Yeah, oh, we're good. All right. I did not play that one particularly well or particularly quickly. Mostly because I was just so confused about what my opponent was actually doing with their entire deck that I didn't know what I was playing towards. Like, I don't know how impactful my chalices on one actually were. Like, my opponent had, like, Stoneforge, Batterskull, Sword of the Meek, Urza, Elder Spell, Duretti. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, and Felchmaster, thank you very much for your continued support. I don't believe that that's already up to 16 months. That's absolutely insane. They are trying to play the Urza Thopter deck in Modern. Okay. I've not seen that. I feel like I know this username. Are they a Taxes player? No. I'm going to keep this hand. I think it's just absolutely bonkers if I rip a Soul Land. Otherwise, it's a medium power level, and I still get to start on the ambiguous island to go. So we're probably playing against, like, Death Shadow Delver. Yep. A 3/4 on turn 1. Am I using this pedal to just, like, Chalice on turn 1 and go for it, or am I using this to power out an earlier Karn? I think I'm using it to try to win the game on turn 1. Like, Death Shadow Delver is just, like, so cold to a Chalice. This Street Wraith is nothing of concern. It's if they drop a Death Shadow that'll start to care. Yeah, that's not even that bad. Chalice is a great draw. Soul Lands are a great draw. Honestly, just like cards leaving my hand, that's totally fine, because I'm very likely to just win this game via, like, Karn minus get Ensnaring Bridge. I am just going to cast that. It puts another artifact into play for Karn, like, construct reasons. No, because every league that I do on stream ends up on YouTube, and if I play music, I'll get copyright claims against me, in all likelihood. So I just don't want to play that game. Like, if you want music as a user, you can throw it on in the background, and that's totally legit. But if I'm producing this content, I want as many people as possible to have access to it. That's my stance on it. There may come a time where, I do a stream with music, but if that happens, then the VODs get muted, and it's just a bad time. Quick clock check. Who's winning the race right now? Is it me? Is it me? Am I winning the race? 3, 6, 9, 12, 4. 1, 2, 3, shoot you. I mean, nah, I am so on board with Sword of Truth and Justice. I love, love, love that card. I think it's very good in D&T, and also elsewhere. Like, I played it in Steel Stompy recently. Now, is that a Gurmag Angler? That is not good for me. So now I need like a soul land. That's not what I'm looking for. Dead? So if they attack with both creatures, I cannot block, go to 3, and then top deck another Ballista for a kill. Yeah, Felchmaster, I would play some Modern Taxes as a bribe stream. Absolutely. It will not happen until after Latin Academy, though. There was another question. Echo, are you interested in ever doing any streams related to your work? I don't know that I would really have a target audience if I did that. Super happy with this attack. It means I'm not obligated to like make the choice right now. About whether or not this needs to block. Okay, that's a land. So in what order should I do this? Probably Urza first. So am I trying to stabilize the board, or am I trying to like do a Karn Great Creator win? So if I just try to stabilize the board, Urza produces 2 bodies. Urza... Yeah. Don't daze me. Don't daze me. Also, don't force me. Boo. Boo. Alright, so now how do I win? So they attack in with both, I block Gurmag, shoot them to 2, and then I draw a Walking Ballista and laser their face. That is the out. Another out is them casting a Thoughtseize. Or playing another untapped Watery Grave. Latin Academy's been going really well. It's just absolutely crazy busy. In addition to the stuff that I normally do while I'm here, I'm also one of the directors of the play this year. So that's super fun. Ballista! No! Well, does that do anything? No? I can shoot him to 1. Karn minus Ballista for 1. So close. Rats. Alright. So Grafter's Cage isn't good. Crypt isn't good. Basilisk Collar seems good. E on 1 is fine. So these are a maybe. The ballistas are probably great. I might even bring in more. I'll leave the bridge in the sideboard to tutor for. And I probably want to leave 1 ballista in the board to tutor for as well, just as a way to finish off the game immediately if my opponent goes down too low. So I think I'm going to look at bringing in 5 cards total. Oh, Pithing Needle's bad. That can come out. I can randomly bring in Planeswalkers sometimes, but I don't think I'm all that scared of, like, say, a Liliana the Last Hope or something like that. Yeah, I agree. Jar is pretty medium. And I can probably, like, trim a Bauble. And another Bauble? Trim a Karn just to, like, lower the CMC. Like, average CMC cost of the deck a little bit. Yeah, I guess I can buy that. I would like to play first. Hello! This is a keep. This is what a keep looks like. So we get to try Chalice on 1. And then if that doesn't work, we get Defense Grid into Chalice on 1 the following turn. And our opponent has mulligan to 5 cards. Although it's still showing 7 up here, but it says 5 in the chat. There we go. Oh wait, is London Mulligan live? And I've just never mulliganed yet? You think we grid first? Nah, my opponent has mulligan to 5. I think we jam Chalice and don't give them a single opportunity to put a threat or cantrip into play unless they have Force right here. I am going to think about whether or not I want to use City or Chalice here. Or, sorry, Tomb or City. I think Tomb for flexibility. Alright, Force pitching a Brainstorm is solid. So now I'll just get, like, Defense Grid into Chalice. I mean, that was a strong counter to my opening plays. I'm going for it. I think if they force and pitch a blue card here, they're just going to die anyway. So, like, now, unless they have Throne of Geth, they're basically on, like, maybe a Planeswalker or something like that to do something that matters. Alright, we have a defense grid, no reason to take any damage to do anything else here. I mean, they're fetching like they're going to do something. They might just, like, him me. And take out these two cards that I don't particularly care about. Yeah. Am I holding that? I think I'm holding that. EE on 0 is strong. Opponent's mull to 5, looking pretty good, by the way. Got him. Just Garmag me now. Yep. In some ways, I don't like doing this because it puts me to 14 instead of 16. But I think I need to get this into play and start whacking them. All I need is one of my 4-drop cards. So I have 11 4-drop cards that will just turn this game on a dime, and they'll be uncounterable because of defense grid as of right now. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a payoff card the entire game yet. Hey-oh! Ha 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 ha! Don't have a removal spell here. Yeah! This is satisfying. Oh yeah, they can't cast a removal spell. In my mind, I was like, defense grid stops counter spells. That's what it does. Now they could theoretically use a Force of Will. On the list of things I expected to do today, Walking Ballista Basilisk Collar was not on the menu when I woke up this morning. This is most certainly the best Basilisk Collar I've ever had in play in Legacy. And I say that, having had other Basilisk Collars in play. So like now I get to attack my opponent for lethal, or ping my opponent for lethal. And if they fetch, they're just dead on board. I'm thinking about just bringing in the other Walking Ballista to just naturally draw it. But the ability to search for one with Karn is so good. Similarly, though, a Walking Ballista on 1 or 2 in this match just really threatens their life total so much more than a normal deck. I think I'm just going to keep it as is, though. What was I playing with Basilisk Collar? I played D&T with Basilisk Collar in the era when like Legacy Eldrazi first was a thing. I tried it out as a sideboard card in red-white taxes, where I also had pingers. It was cool. I'm not going to say good, but it was cool. Oh, geez. I don't know that I can actually keep a triple Ancient Tomb hand against a Delver deck. Like, if I go Ancient Tomb into Walking Ballista, I've already taken 6 damage and I'm at 14. And this hand doesn't actually have a payoff card. I don't know that this is a keep. I'm sending that one back. Jeez, come on. Alright. So I'd go Cavern, Opal, Bauble. Still need a mana source to do anything. And have 2 dead cards. 1 dead card after I ship 1 back. Mull. I will be keeping 5 of these. So I'm going to send back the Urza. I don't have the colored mana. And then I think I just send back the Bauble. So the goal is to go Defense Grid, into Ballista, into Basilisk Collar, take over the game. Really need the Defense Grid to resolve. I think I'm just supposed to play City of Traders. Because I feel like I'm going to get wastelanded. And I'd rather the city get wastelanded than the tomb. That being said, I'm still going to play the tomb and do this. It's possible I should have used the Lotus Petal to play out the Basilisk Collar there as well. Yeah. But I guess like keeping the Lotus Petal lets me play Ballista around days. No, that's dumb, because I have Defense Grid. Am I supposed to just trade the Ballista for Delver right now? I don't think so. But there are worlds where it is correct to. I'm going to take the redraw, but I'm not going to draw until my opponent's... I'm not going to activate the Bauble until my opponent's end step. Wasteland. Another Wasteland would be a beating. Yeah, that's not great for me. This is the kind of scenario I was worried about for not killing the Delver. Alright, so they have an Underground Sea in hand. Well, I probably need to not play either of these to play towards my outs better. We'll see if I get... Well, I wouldn't call it punished, but a hymn to Turok would be unfortunate. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to eat it to this Delver. Oh, they revealed it to the Delver. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to that. My bad. I mean, even if I played the city... Or sorry, even if I played the seat, I don't think I'm getting there with this current configuration. Alright, this is great. They can force this. You can also daze it, I guess. Pay 3 and return the island to hand. So now I need to rip the last ballista. And for my opponent to have nothing. I'll die to Wasteland. I won't die to a counterspell. I'll 100% die to like a removal spell. A hymn to Turok would also probably just do it. Not 100% sure whether it was wrong to not kill the Delver. Like I feel like their top decks were better than my top decks at that time, so I needed to play towards the higher reward line of getting the Basilisk Collar equipped. Alright. Alright, well, does that do anything? It doesn't immediately impact the board. I would need another turn to get like bridge and such online, so that's a big nope. Rats. Alright, back in we go. I do like the deck list. Feels pretty good. Still a little unsure about some of the main deck flex slots. I'm not 100% sure if some of those are going to be worth just drawing them at the wrong times. Like, I think I'd be willing to have one of Tormod's Cryptograph, Digger's Cage. I'm not 100% sure on whether or not I'd like both of those. But we've been playing some non-traditional matchups, so it's too early to really tell for sure. Hey, your Mold of 5 was absolutely insane, by the way. Like, the Force plus Wasteland really caused me to stumble. That was about the best you could have hoped for. And And we were talking about whether or not I should have just killed the Delver when I had the opportunity to. I felt like my board was, like my potential top decks were weaker than yours, so I needed to take the risk that allowed me to leverage what I had to work with. Yeah, exactly. Alright, now we're playing against Stryfopile. Does Cage do anything against Stryfopile? Yes. Because they're Snapcasters. So this is like turn 1, Cage, Crypt, Opal, turn 2, Chalice, and then I need a payoff card? Can I keep this? Oh, hello. So now can I do everything? So I go Tomb, Crypt, Cage, Opal, Chalice. Yes. This is what I meant about, like, my concern about these things in the opening hands. Like, we'll see how impactful these actually are, but if Stryfo just, like, drops Ren and 6 or something of that ilk, I'm so sad. I mean, drawing both 1-0s happens. I'm also just concerned that, like, K command is going to take away the ones of these that are relevant. This is going to be a slow match. These Dak Fadens are also going to be annoying. Urza, please. Good news. We got Urza. I'll just completely ignore my onboard stuff. Is this worth popping a crypt for? I think this is worth popping a crypt for. I'm just gonna junk my pedal. What's going on over there? A force of will. Well, I get to do both of those. Do I want to do both of those, though? Or can I try to save the Karn for a later turn? I can just, like, Trinket Mage for a Ballista. And then Ballista on 3 next turn, which won't kill Dakfaden, but could be annoying. I'd prefer this Karn not to get countered. If I'm patient, the Force of Will also just might get pitched to Dakfaden. Oh, great, there's a Punishing Fire. Hello. It's a small construct, though. So I can make a 3/3 Ballista. I've got gas. So I think I attack the Dak with Trinket Mage, try to make that trade with Baleful Strix, or force mana use with Punishing Fire. So now, I think I just Ballista for 3. If there's a Dak minus on it, I just kill the Dak in response and then ping Stryfo. Otherwise, I force something like double Punishing Fire or some other removal spell on the Ballista and get some value out of it. Discard that Force of Will. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. It's going to be Punishing Fire and a land in all likelihood, though. You know, Punishing Fire and a Ponder. Oh, this is annoying. Wah, 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 wah. Assassin's Trophy on Walking Ballista makes this so that I can't actually kill either one of those walkers, which is a major nuisance. I can ping Dak down to 2 and make it so that if I make a giant... I can't even make a giant idiot, though. All my idiots are small. I'm going to get this blocker out of the way, and then I'm going to tick Dak down. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, Urza, 1, 2, 3, 4, Karn. This will get the Force of Will. Now the Punishing Fire will kill my Construct. Just getting savagely outvalued. I think this game is lost. I can basically make the same play as last turn, but it doesn't really get me anywhere. So I guess start going after the deck. Please. Oh, that's for a Construct. That was on me. That was on me. So note, this doesn't really get them out of range of Punishing Fire because, like, Ren and 6- is still a thing. And, like, Dak Fade and just Steal 1 is also a thing. That's just an Ambush Viper. Is there a second Punishing Fire or something? Jeez. We're gonna call that one here. That was brutal. There's just too much interaction on the other side of the table. I don't know how I'm going to, like, actually win this game. don't think I can, if I'm being completely honest. So, like, I'll probably board in ballistas. Ugh. Ugh. I guess defense grids are good. I just feel like most of my cards are medium or don't attack from enough angles to actually matter. So like I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Like there's too many different converted mana costs on the other side of the table, and the EEs probably aren't doing much. It just, I don't even know that these defense grids are worth a card. Like, I need something to keep up with the value my opponent is going to be doing. Like, these crypts and Grafdigger's Cages were of limited use because my opponent just, like, played around or through them. So I don't even know, like, to what extent I'm supposed to be keeping these things. Don't feel great about this. I'm going to submit this. Cavern, Petal, Defense Grid, go. Doesn't seem great. Ship this one. This hand is also quite bad. I have 5 mana sources and a redraw. Maybe 4 mana sources and a redraw afterwards. It's maybe the sort of thing where I have to keep this one even though it's not actually a good hand. And hope that my redraw gets me into a piece of gas. And I'll keep 5 of these. So I'll send back an Opal and a Trinket Mage, I guess. So I can go Tomb Defense Grid on turn 1, and I guess Opal, and then have Metalcraft for Karn on turn 2. Yeah, I did not cut Petals. It's possible that I should, since the game is going to go so long. Well, I am going to make some big boys. In before Baleful Strix just makes me angry. Hey, that's not bad. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can potentially just win next turn. So I can get liquid metal coating here. Like I can Karn minus go opal for mana, liquid metal coating, and then one of those lands doesn't actually tap for mana. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So they can, like, Punishing Fire the Karn or something to keep me from, like, immediately winning the game this turn. But there is still, like, the construct that is beating for 5. See if we just get, like, Assassin's Trophied again. That would be something that would be annoying. Oh yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, you're right. My brain went on autopilot. It's black or green for Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, I was used to defaulting to oh, so I don't actually have Metalcraft now, so this is shut off. Something in my sideboard I want. I guess I can, like, minus get LED, play LED, play Urza. That exposes Karn to a Punishing Fire, though, which I don't love. Hmm. Maybe I'm just being greedy in trying to play this Urza this turn. But having multiple threats in play seems great. So I think I'm going to get Crypt. Because one of the ways I see my opponent getting out of their current situation is by using a Snapcaster to flash back Assassin's Trophy or Abrupt Decay. Probably Assassin's Trophy. That game was harder than it should have been. I made some mistakes. Now, do I want to cut some Lotus Petals when I'm on the draw? And things are a little slower. I don't know, maybe the only way I win these is like by getting off the ground quickly and like going the Karn aggro route that I did that game. Because my opponent's endgame is just better than my own endgame. I'm just going to whack Submit and see what happens. Seat, Petal, Opal, 1, 2, 3, Opal, Karn, go all in on a Karn. I am keeping that. Agreed, Disgruntled Elk. It is YOLO time. To do that in a different order. Fuck. And before just like Dak start taking my mana sources, and I can't ever win. Well, that's good. It didn't happen this turn, at least. Okay. Pithing Needle's fine. That stops the onboard problem. The issue is like Abrupt Decay, Culligan's Command, Assassin's Trophy all answer this, and then running 6 is, you know, one turn away from an ultimate. I don't really care about that Thoughtseize. My hand's so redundant. No other walker, please. Yes. Come on. I mean, Punishing Fire, return Punishing Fire, Punishing Fire? Oh man, this is just, oh, Snapcaster Thoughtseize the other one out of the way. I see, I see. So what do I need to worry about? Pernicious Deed would be a beating. Well, this is very good. This is very good. There's a construct. There's a ballista. Kill a Snapcaster Mage. We're going to kill that Wren in 6. It's possible I should just go to the dome here, but I don't want this to emblem. There's too many things to play around in Stryfopile. I will accept that the defense grid has been good against Stryfopile, yes. Yeah, sure, you can Punishing Fire away the Karn. I have 2 giant constructs on board. Deluge for 7. Yeah, that's pretty good. But don't I just have lethal, right? Counter. Yeah. Woo! Did not expect to win that game, folks. Not gonna lie to you there. Alright, I'm gonna take 30 seconds and run to the restroom. I will be right back. Alright, let's jump back into it. I'm hoping for something that's a little mentally easier than the first and third round here. We've had some slog fests through weird cards. Played against 4-ish color, snow, maybe 5, who knows. Then Death Shadow Delver, then Stryfopile. How about a regular matchup? Amada? Storm. Storm sounds good. So I have a lot of mana, but nothing really to do. I'm not going all in on a walking ballista. And again, yeah. Opponent has finishes with Reanimator, and some sort of stone blade deck. So I don't think I'm going to keep this hedging against them being Reanimator. That's too deep. I don't like this hand either. Turn 1 Chalice. I am in. Keep. Double blues hard. I'm going turn 1 Chalice, so I'm going to send this Grafdigger's Cage back. And if my opponent is Reanimator, we will laugh at this. It's a great multi-5, by the way. Alright, they are Reanimator. Rude. Let me top deck a Chalice for justice. Justice! You know, I'm playing this out too. Like, let's not get discarded. I might need that mana. My opponent has to, like, go off twice. Yeah! Yeah! Got there. Okay, so I think I just want to board in my Graveyard Hate to actually draw them. So, like, I don't want any of this or this. Well, the Basilisk Comet is kind of cute. It's, like, technically an out to some of those patties. Okay, let's think about this in the other direction. What do I want out of the deck? So I probably don't want the Welding Jar. I probably don't want the EE. And the Ballistas are decisively medium. So I'd like to get rid of some of those too. So I want Crypt in. The Collar is so magical, Christmas Land. I want Spyglass in for Grizzlebrand. Do I want to just put the Ensnaring Bridge into my deck? I can see just wanting to put the Ensnaring Bridge into the deck. I just have more things that I can slam on turn 1 or 2. Leave myself with, like, Lattice as my primary thing to tutor for. Like a Jar over a Bauble. Spyglass is for Grizzlebrand. Like, there's worlds where we can theoretically beat a Grizzlebrand hitting play. That would also involve bringing this in, though, probably. Alright, so let's consider bringing that in. Let's go down one bobble. Can probably go down a payoff card or two. Let's go down an Urza since they're harder to cast. And then that puts me at 61. Spyglass just too slow? No, I can turn one Spyglass. Spyglass is fine. Can I go down 2 payoff cards? I don't know that Urza is better. Urza's harder to cast. Like, so many times when I win matchups like this, it's just because of, like, Karn minus, Karn minus. This probably needs to be a mulligan, but I'm going to think about it for a second. I'm going to mull this on the draw. I'd consider keeping on the play. This hand is strong. Is it an opal or a land? The opal's not on immediately, but will probably be good. I think it's a land. We don't need to worry about things getting countered, so I'll just ship a cavern back. Alright, so there goes my chalice. The good news is I have turn 2 Trinket Mage for a crypt. Or a cage. Probably crypt. Yeah, so I see it being like turn 1 island go, turn 2 city trinket mage crypt in play. We're still going to be soft to another piece of discard. We're going to be soft to the opponent just going off on turn 1 or 2 before my hate can come down. Yeah, here we go. Do your thing. Ball therapy. Target them. It is a Tidespout Tyrant and an Animate Dead. Yeah, that's bad. There are worlds where I win, still. But those worlds involve them having a land this turn, I think. Okay. Okay. I will use Trinket Mage's ability. And this is Basilisk color time, folks. So I am going to use a pedal to just put that in play now, so it doesn't get discarded. So my Basilisk Collar Trinket Mage combo might be okay. We'll see. The hope is to draw Ballista and go Ballista for 1, equip Basilisk Collar, and derpa 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 derp. I'm going to do this all pre-combat. Oh, right, trigger. Oh, EE on 2 to kill the animate dead was a really good line, yeah. Okay, am I using this opal to just like equip the Basilisk Collar? I don't think so. Good job, Sword Equip. Oh, I was dumb. Should have just like tapped my Basilisk Collar and Construct to equip that. I'm not used to this thing as a mana producer yet. This is very inelegant. So I have missed 2 life thus far. More importantly, I should have just gotten EE with the animate dead in the first place. Alright, so they just bounce that, then they take my Trinket Mage. And I don't have Metalcraft anymore, which is inconvenient. Actually, my thought was that the Urza attack gives us another point of life and keeps us alive for another turn, and then we can try the Desperation Spin the next turn. Don't know what I'm looking for. I have 2 mana. I'm 1 mana short of being able to do this, right? Because I could get... all the EEs are in the sideboard. So that wasn't a line available to me earlier. So I have no outs now. Ballista? What is Ballista? Oh, Ballista. I'm still in mana short, right? Oh god, I can tap the Ballista. Oh, I see, I see. This is insane. I will keep this Mox Opal. I will keep this Mox Opal. I will cast this Ballista. Done. If my opponent has any instant, they just bounce my Urza and I'm mega boned. That's why I'm not going to combat to gain 1 extra point of life. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, that's unfortunate. So it returns to my hand, even if I ping them. Yeah. So close. So close. Alright, keeping in mind what happened that game, do I want to board in 1 EE for getting rid of an animate dead? Yes? I don't know, maybe that's so narrow that I shouldn't worry about it. Alright, we can play some Urzas over Great Creator. Or maybe like 1. And then like cut another one to get the EE in there. I don't know, going down to like 9 of my big payoff cards is maybe questionable. So let's do that. I would like to play first. So this is Seed, Opal, Bauble, pass into get Trinket Mage for Crypt. I will keep this. Chancellor of the Annex. Well, the good news is that's not all that scary for me. I can just like play around that very, very easily. No, it's definitely a keep. It's not insane, but it's definitely a keep. So we got Seed, Bauble, pay for it, Opal, and then pass. If we lose the Trinket Mage, we just like play Urza and try to go an aggro route. I don't think we can pitch anything that has turn 2 graveyard hate in order to try to find something explosive. The construct will be pretty big, so I might be able to just like pound a non-Grizzlebrand threat out of existence. Like, I can outpace a Chancellor if my opponent does something like looting and then dumps that into play. Ooh. Or are you just going to, like, therapy me for the Trinket Mage? Oh no, Cabal Therapy themselves. Chancellor. What was it, a Reanimate or an Animate Dead? It was a Reanimate. I'm going to think for a second about whether or not I want to redraw on this bobble. So what is my Trinket Mage doing? It's probably just going to get a Ballista. Alternatively, I just play Cavern and Trinket Mage through Cavern, so I want to keep the bauble around for Metalcraft. Let's do that. So then next turn I play City of Traders. I have 5 mana, so I can play a Ballista for 2. While paying the tax. So there's a very good chance that I will just race my opponent this game. Feeling okay about it. So Folly, thank you very much for following. I don't know if that's a refollow or what, because you've been around here plenty in the past. So now I have 3 artifacts in play, so I think I can just take the redraw here. Okay. So I can pump the Ballista once, hit for 5. My opponent attacks me, I hit for 5 and then shoot them. So as long as I pump the Ballista this turn, I put my opponent in a position where I am winning the race. Yeah, I can't pump twice because of the Chancellor. So my opponent needs something like an Abrupt Decay. Otherwise, they need to hold back. And if they hold back, that just favors my Ballista lasering them to death. GG. Thought it was just complaining about drawing a few too many lands there at the very end. All right, I've got 20 minutes. This next one needs to go fast, or I'm just going to drop it. I have lunch at noon. Actually, maybe I should just like stop here and then pick this one up at the beginning of the next stream. Because, you know, it's like I'm actually working at noon, not need to leave at noon. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I usually try to finish a stream, but like we had a very long round 1 and 3. So folks, I hope you've been enjoying it. In case you aren't aware, I do have daily D&T going up on YouTube now. So every weekday, I dump a new video out. I forget what time it is. I think it's like at 10 a.m. Eastern or something like that. So, you know, on your lunch hour, you'll have a new match of D&T to watch. Received, I think, 3 donations for that. So it's like funded for, I think, 2.5 more weeks beyond Latin Academy. So I'll be recording some more of those videos sometime soon. I hope you've enjoyed this deck. Next time when I get around to streaming, I'll play the last match of this one. And then who knows what I'm going to do after that. If you enjoyed today, please consider following. And if you're really enjoying what I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel. I'm doing my best to always produce legacy content. And now I'm going to send you over to my friend Julian.